Welcome to Excel 2010 Statistics video number 20. Hey, if you want to download this workbook, Business 210 Excel 2010 Chapter 2, click on the link below the video. Hey, we're going to start on the sheet SL Answer, and we got to talk about SL, a stem and leaf chart. Now here's some data, and we want to, just like we've done in the last few videos, show the pattern in the data. Now histograms show columns, right? Our dot plot showed a column made up of dots, but here we want to make the height of our, in this case, a bar, because it's horizontal, made up of the actual ones position digit. So here's how we look at this. The stem is 3. That means this has the largest number of items occurring in this category. But we can see the actual numbers. 30, 30, 33, 36. So the difference between this and a histogram or dot plot is we can see the shape of the data, but we can also see the individual items or data points. Now this formula is going to get pretty tricky here. And we're going to go over to the SL here. It's going to get pretty tricky here, but we're going to make the first part of it. And since as you look through here, and then you think about for 1, well, what are all the possibilities we could put here? For the leaf, it could be a 0, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Right? So we're going to do the one part of the formula, see if it works, and then we're going to copy and paste it actually 10 times, because we have 0 all the way to 9. All right? Now, the first part of this is we have to look at our data points and figure out what the min and max is. Equals min. So 15, and then max. So we have a 15 and a 51. Now, from this information here, then we know what stems there should be. There has to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I actually formatted this a little bit in advance. These are borders. Notice there's a thick border right there. If you highlight this, Control 1, that's Format Cells, go to Borders. The way you would do this, I cleared it there, is click Outline and Inside. That would just give single lines all over the place. But then you click on a thick line and click on this side, because the outside of this border right here represents the outside here. So by putting just a thick line there, it just puts it just on the right side. All right, now this formula is going to be kind of unusual, to say the least. But let's see how to do this. The first thing I want to do is I want to count how many zeros there are for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you look through this, this is a small data set. You can see actually for the 30, I should get 2 zeros. Right? So I'm going to use the COUNTIF function. The range, and I'm going to hit F4 to lock it. The criteria, comma. Now, think about this. Our criteria is one cell to the left, and we have a 1. And we need it to look for 10s. So I'm going to click one cell to the left and multiply 10. Now, that gets this value up to 10. And I want to look just for zeros here, so I'm going to add 0. Now, I know that seems weird. 10 plus 0 is still 10, right? Which means 10 plus 0, or actually multiplication will be done first. So it's 10 times 1 is 10 plus 0. But remember, we have to create the first part of the formula just for 0, and then copy it 9 other times for the numbers 1 to 9. So this part of the formula only works for looking for 0. All right? Control Enter. Double click and send it down. All right, so there aren't any 10s, 20s, 40s, or 50s, but there's 2 30s. All right, now, in our last video, we actually saw how to use the repeat function. Remember, what's the goal here? If we go back over to our answer, we have to repeat 0 2 times. Well, there's our count for zeros. So I'm going to come up to here, and I'm going to use the repeat function. Now, repeat. It's saying, what text do you want to repeat? Well, for this 0 count, I want to repeat as text the number 0. So double quotes. Be sure to put a space, 0, space, double quotes. Now that's the text. I type a comma, and then that's the number of times. Now remember, this whole part right here will only work for 0. Control Enter, double click and send it down. So, oh, that's pretty cool. There's our 2 zeros. Now, this is that was the hard part. Now think about this. If we were using a text formula to join and have this another one that would look for the number 1, another one that will look for the number 2, another one that will look for the number 3, etc., our formula would work. So I'm going to copy in edit mode, Control C, click at the end, and I'm going to join this using Shift 7, the ampersand. Control V. Now you have to change the 0 to 1 and this to 1. Now think about what this criteria right here is doing. It says 1 times 10 is 10 plus 1. So now this part is looking for the 11s, which is exactly what we want. Let's enter this and double click and send it down. So, oh, there's a 41 and a 51, right? And there's only one 41. All right, so now we continue this process. I'm going to copy the whole thing, Control C, Control V. I'm going to change it to 2. Change this to 2. There aren't any 2s. I'm going to click at the end, Control V. I'm going to change it to 3. Oh, OK, so there's a 23 and a 33. So now I'm going to Control V for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? So then this is just a matter of making sure you get it right. 4. Ooh, this is hard for a bad typer. And so 4. This is a 5. Whoops, a 6. So I'm literally having to edit this formula very carefully. I hope I do this right. And finally, the last one is 9. And double click and send it down. So that is a huge formula. But just remember, we did this one little part right here for the 0. Used the join symbol right there. Pasted them together a bunch of times and changed the 0, 0 to 1, 1, the 1, 1 to 2, 2, etc. Now, this is for a data set right here. And anytime you have double digits here, it will work just fine. If you want to see a stem and leaf for big numbers, that's what you search for at Google or YouTube. And a stem and leaf for decimals, that's a pretty complicated one. That's 589. All right, for this class, this type of cell chart will not be required for any test or anything, but just for your knowledge. All right, we'll see you next video.